Hello everybody, Corey here. In this video, we're going to go over the trades and holdings for June 3rd for ULTY. Just a reminder, I'm not a qualified licensed investment or financial advisor. I'm here to just gather the data and present it to you to keep you informed. YieldMax ETFs are extremely risky, so please make sure you understand the risk in these before investing in them. We're going to do the daily roundup first. So the outstanding shares, and I just realized I also didn't paste and values these. So let me do that. But I see that the outstanding shares went up. Yeah, for some reason though. I'm afraid to touch anything now because I'm looking on my computer and I can see that this stuff right here did not freaking save. And I shouldn't have done that. Or not that it didn't save, is that it didn't paste values. All right. I don't know why this happens with Google Sheets. But let's just put these in alphabetical order. Unfortunately, I just messed it up by resorting it. At least on the sheet, I was able to save those, some of them on the computer that were already saved there. Let's zoom this out some. Let's see if we can get all those in there. And then I didn't get to save this earlier, so because the things were not ever going. So that's 79. 79, okay. So now that one will load. That was the only one that wasn't loaded earlier, and I forgot to paste values. But, all right, so I did not do highlights and stuff on these because I wasn't thinking about it. And honestly, I meant to go back to this one once the holdings posted to make 100% sure that I had all the ETFs on here. So 1818. So yeah, that should be it. Obviously, the sector data, some of that's not pulling, or the current IV, some of it's not pulling. But let's look at these inception dates. So ARM, we've had that one here before. Even though it's, it has inception date as of today or as of June 3rd. It's just because it's been added back, but it wasn't here as of Friday. And then ASTS, that's a brand new one. AST Space Mobile. And then Coin is back. ENVX, that's a brand new one also. So Innovix Corp, I don't know. It's an electrical equipment company. Never heard of it. And then HIMS, I don't know if y'all have heard of that. HIMS and HERS. Sometimes they start to run together. So SRPT, we did have that one last week, but they closed out of that like midweek. So that's back. And then VSCO, that's a brand new one. Let's see. Oh, that's Victoria's Secret. I knew that. And then ZIM. So that's back. I mean, they had it through Friday. I think that's one that they sold out of Friday because they were going to get assigned on that one. So they went ahead and sold it. And then they got back into it today. When I say sold it, they sold the shares and bought the callback. So they closed. I should have said they closed the positions to not be confusing there. And then this reminds me that I did not pull up the holdings on my iPad. So let me pull it up on my phone real quick because I guarantee you some of these probably have. Let's see. I figured Victoria's Secret would be on here. Stitch Fix. All right, a whole bunch of stuff, but so far I'm not seeing anything. Come on. I don't know why else they would have added it. There we go. Victoria's Secret. After close on Wednesday. Yeah, I knew there wouldn't be any reason for them to add that one unless it was on here. Let me just glance at these other ones because, like some of these ASTS, like I've never even heard of that one. Of course, they could have earnings, and if it's not something well known, then it wouldn't be on this sheet. Shoot, Gab wasn't even on this sheet last week. Whew. Get my words out. All right, yeah. So that's all I'm seeing on here, big company names, but that doesn't mean that would be, that some of these other ones couldn't come up as well. But so we know for sure then that Victoria's Secret will be aftermarket on Wednesday. All right, so let's go to our prices here. We have ULTY that ended up going up 13 cents or 0.91%, and the S&P at the end of the day, it rallied up just enough to get green at 0.11%. And then let's sort this. Of course, Zim went down. The therapeutics company was down. Clean Spark, Upstart, and SMCI. And then we have several there that are green at 0%. So I guess they just were up a few cents. Vikings. I had to look at that word again. What was that? Innovac? Well, I done forgot. Let's see. Innovix. I don't know. ENVX. How about that? Mara and Sunrun. Novavax, though, was up 21%. I did hear news. I heard them talking about it today, but I wasn't listening to what they were saying besides the fact that I heard the name, and it was doing something. And then the same thing with HIMS. And then I guess MicroStrategy's just up due to Bitcoin. I know I saw it, or I know it was going up today, more than it was over the weekend. I don't know where it ended at, though. And then it looks like ARM was up some. All right. So if we get over here to the trades, obviously it is Monday, so we had lots of trades happening here. So you can see now our short call premium is up to 64 cents. And then the net short call trades is at 14 cents. Of course, I could have done this. The ranking who brought in the most today for their premiums, which Novavax, Sunrun, MicroStrategy, and Reddit. It's the top 4. And then the bottom, well, see, it's hard because they actually had to buy the stocks. So actually, yeah, if we're just looking at the premium, since we can't really look at the total anymore, Victoria's Secret brought in the most premium, 217,000, and then ASTS 183,000, Novavax 183,000, and ENVX at 137,000. All right, so if we look over here, looking like looks like the average, we're looking at about 6 million, around 6 million. Yeah, some of those went down, the ones that went up, so I guess they were probably more around, I don't know, 5.9 on average before some of them went up today. But I just remember we were about somewhere around 5.9 or 6 million at the beginning of the week. Just so we can have an idea of what they did. But, well, let's go to the trades. So I actually did these a little bit differently today in order. I don't know why. There was just so many and there was so much going on. So what I did is I moved the closed ones to the top. So they closed out of Dell. So they sold that stock. and they closed. Now, I didn't go look to see how much they lost on Dell there, but which now I'm curious because I know Dell really like tanked. Like really tanked. Let me just look real quick since I'm on my computer, or I have my computer right in front of me and it's somewhat easy. They paid $166 a share. So they lost. They're probably thinking to themselves, that's what we get for trying to, invest and put good companies in our in the ULTY portfolio. They lost $34 a share. So $34 a share and 5 cents. Times 36,900 shares. $1.25 million is what they lost on that Dell stock. Now, if I know they didn't make that much on premium because you don't get that much on premium. Yeah, they got like 114,000. So they lost a lot of money on Dell. All right. So then the next section there are the ones that they already had the stocks for, and they just created short calls. So before they had been trying to make these, pretty much the same dollar amount, equal weighting or whatever. But I guess for these, they figured these were close enough, I guess. So all they did here was create those short calls. Then in the next section here, these are the ones where they added to the stock and created the short call there, except for Zim, because they did technically close out of them on Friday and then just got back in today. But I just grouped them in the same section because we were in those on Friday. And then the next section are all the new ones. So obviously ARM's back. The ASTS, I already forgot what it was called. That one's brand new. Coin's back. The ENVX, that's brand new. HIMS is brand new. SRPT, we did have it last week, like I said, but they closed out of that midweek. And then Victoria's Secret is brand new. So anyway, you can see, here all of the trades. You can look in the right-hand column for each individual line, or in the left-hand column you can see the total by ticker, if you want to see all of those. But I'm not going to read each one of them, and we're just going to go over to the holdings here. And so I'll leave this open here real quick to look at these for these new ones, right? So that ASTS there, you see it says Space Mobile Inc., Diversified Telecommunication Services. I've never heard of them. Yeah, I've never heard of them. And then you see the electrical equipment place, Innovix Corp. I don't know, I've never heard of them. Hims and Hers Health. I've heard of them only because I wanted to watch something on Netflix, so I got the one with commercials, because I didn't want to pay a lot of money for it, and that's a commercial that they play a lot on Netflix. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know. And then, of course, then we got the therapeutics back, the biotech, and then Victoria's Secret. We all know what Victoria's Secret is. So that's it for the new ones for this week. And outstanding shares did increase, so we increased by 225,000 because we were at 8 million. And we've basically, other than that, we've gone over all the top data and we've got all the prices. So let's just go through and look at our short calls for this week. So I have ARM, and I think all these expire Friday. We have one, Victoria's Secret's out. Wow. 3 full weeks. I didn't even realize Victoria's Secret stock was that cheap. You would think it would be a lot more expensive than that. A lot more. But it's funny, I've never, out of all listening to trading and different things or investing, I've never even heard anybody ever talk about Victoria's Secret stock. Anyway, okay, so with the exception of that one, everybody else's expires, short calls expire this week. So we have ARM at 131 strike, and we're currently underneath that by 3%, but the stock came up 5%, so that's not good because we're just at Monday. But then we have ASTS, $9 strike, we're underneath that by 7%. Clean Spark, $17 strike price, we're underneath that by 8%, and it actually dropped 3% today. Coin, $250 strike price, we're under that by 7%. ENVX, $11 strike, we're underneath that 3%. HIMS, this HIMS also, it had earnings last week, and I was thinking it went way up on earnings. But short call, $22.50 strike price, we're underneath that by 9%. And it came up 6% today, so that means we were under at 15%. Anyway, Hood, short call, $23 strike price, underneath that 7%. Mara, $21.50 strike price, we're underneath that 9%. So that's funny. That's not funny, but Clean Spark went down. Mara was at 0%. And MicroStrategy went up. And then I don't think we have any other Bitcoin-related stocks here. All right. Yes, the next one is MicroStrategy. Strike price is $1,700. We are 4% below that, and the stock actually came up 7% today. And then we have Novavax, $19 strike price, underneath at 4%, with the stock currently being at $18.22, and it came up 21% today. Reddit, we have a strike price of $60, and we're underneath that by 7%. Sunrun, $15.50 strike price, under 6%. SMCI, $8.20 strike price, under 6%. And the SRPT Therapeutics Company, 132 strike, under that 6%. Upstart, $26 strike price, underneath that 7%. Viking Therapeutics, $66 strike price, underneath that 6%. And then Victoria's Secret, so this one doesn't expire for 3 weeks, but does have earnings Wednesday after the close. $26 strike price, we're currently under that by 10%. And then we have Zim Shipping here again with the same strike price, I think, as last week at $22, and we're currently underneath that by 3%. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this here, to not drag this video out anymore. And yeah, I have other videos that I need to work on and get out for you. Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.